What's up, guys? I hope that you are having a great summertime. I am here for a new album review, and believe me, I didn't expect to have such a strike, such a crush on this album. And here we are. I'm bringing you to Phoenix, Arizona with the new SOULFLY album. Do I really have to introduce SOULFLY? SOULFLY, is a band from Phoenix in Arizona who produce a mix of thrash metal, groove metal and death metal as well. And we'll come back later on this subject because this album introduces a lot of extra elements as well. And the band is composed of the two Cavalera brothers, of course, Max Cavalera at the vocals and the guitar, and also we have Zion Cavalera and Mike Leon at the bass, Zion Cavalera working on the drums. The band was formed in the 90s, more precisely in 1998, and this album is the 12th LP in their discography, and believe me, this album is a great addition to their discography, and to me, it's their best work so far. Let's discover why that is. Let's directly clear that point out. This album is fucking brutal, man, and that's why I didn't expect, to have such really a big crush on that album because first of all, thrash metal is not my favorite genre, in metal, but we are not talking only about thrash metal here, and that's why maybe this makes this album very special to me. The album's called Totem, so it's the 12th LP in SOULFLY discography. So of course SOULFLY are Brazilian guys. Max Cavalera is a Brazilian guy, but the band is based in Phoenix in Arizona in the USA. And of course, Max Cavalera for his main band, if we can say that, being Sepultura. But this is SOULFLY. What is SOULFLY? In the beginning, it's really a mix of thrash and death metal and groove metal, but they incorporate a lot more percussions, tribal sounds, tribal stuff in this album, mixing with the groove aspect, the thrash aspect, and of course the death metal aspect. We could compare this album a little bit to the sound of Gojira, if I can say, it's more or less in the same vein of sound, but this one is really brutal, and that's why I didn't expect, to love this album so much. And why do I love it? Because it mixes so many different stuff on this album. So Totem is an album composed of 10 tracks for a perfect length of 39 minutes, 32 seconds. So let's say 40 minutes roughly. Easy listening, great production. And why is it special? Because as I said, it's brutal as fuck, man. It's really from the first track on, called Superstition, to the 8th track of the album, Ecstasy of Gold. You really find there a mix of thrash metal, of course, death metal, groove metal, as I said, but you never get bored because you have they incorporate so many different elements in each song. You're never bored in this album. The songs are short, that's the average, for a SOULFLY album. The songs are quite short, it never surpasses the 4 minutes. But it's a great album. And so at the 9th track you have the SOULFLY 12 track, 12 because maybe SOULFLY 12, maybe just to say that it's their 12th album, I guess. So the 9th track is a little bit different, it's the first time that we have that on a SOULFLY album, It's just, maybe gives you the opportunity, to take some fresh air, after the 8 tracks that just passed, and were so brutal. So you need maybe to breathe again, and so that's maybe could be an interlude, just before closing up the album, And this is really special because I think it's the first time that they incorporate such a track in an album. And then you have the closing track, Spirit Animal, which is the longest track on the album, and I was really surprised to have such a long track on a SOULFLY album because this track, Spirit Animal, the closing track of the album, is nearly 10 minutes long, and it's really surprising. I couldn't expect, after having listened to the first track until the 8th track, I didn't expect to have such a different track in the end. It incorporates a lot of stuff. It's more atmospheric. You have some acoustic passages as well, and it was really surprising. But man, it's a great way to close up this album because I'm telling you, from the first minute to the 8th track, it's a brutal all along, but it's so great. I think we have here one of the most enjoyable albums of the year. Definitely the most enjoyable album of summer. this year. But believe me, this album will be for sure, in my year end list for sure, because this album really has a huge impact on me. I keep listening. This weekend I listened maybe 10 times to it, driving my car, preparing the food, blah blah blah. I was really, listening to that album, and it's really such a fucking enjoyable album. So even if you're like me, it's thrash metal, groove metal, death metal, especially thrash metal, you're not into really this kind of sound, Sepultura, Soulfly, it's not maybe your cup of tea like me, but believe me, discover this album, because wow, it's such a slap in my face, man. And yeah, this is a great album. So Max Cavalera, and guys, thanks a lot for having delivered such a fun album to listen, really great production. And yeah, I can't say more, I just wanted to make a quick video and make you listen to that album. Of course, that album will be part of my big video for summer 2022 that will be released on August 15th. I wanted to wait, the beginning of September, but I say, come on, it's the summer edition of my video, of the best albums of the summer. So I will publish it on the 15th of August, just for you. It will be a longer format, because I will cover what needs to not to be missed from July, but also for August. So this is my next date with you guys. This video was just a quick one, just to make you understand that you can't miss that album, even if you're not into thrash metal. Believe me, this album is a no miss. So this is Totem, the 12th album of Soulfly, from the band from Max Cavalera. And the guy is still, he's still a lot of gas left in the tank, man, because the guy is not a young guy. He's not in his 20s. I think he's in his 50s, maybe close to 60s. And yeah, Max Cavalera is such a beast, man. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot for having released such a great album, Soulfly. Vinyl is on its way, of course. I ordered it because I definitely wanted to have it in my collection. So it's just to tell you, to insist, to stress on that point, that this album is fucking great. So that's it for me. So I hope that you will listen to it and enjoy it. Please leave me in the comments down below what you think about the new Soulfly album. And this album is, for me, is getting a rating of a big fat 9 out of 10. So this is one of the best albums of the year, believe me. This is Totem from Soulfly, and this was Mélo, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Ciao, guys.